Hello, everybody. You are listening to the Minding Mind podcast, where we live life with ease, connection, and permission to just be. I'm your host, Evelyn LeVasseur, and welcome back to another episode. Today, I am sitting down for a solo episode, and we're going to talk about creating a relationship with your children that helps them feel open to talk to you. And I don't mean just the how was your day, everything's fine. I mean, when things are hard, how do you make it so that they're open to share with you and trust that you're somebody they can go to? So I cannot wait to get into this. Let's get it started. Now, you know, I had to write down some notes because I'm a list girl. So I will say this. I was not open with my parents when I was younger, not because they were mean or cruel, but because I always felt like my job was to be a good kid. My job was to do things like go to school and get good grades and be a good human. And a lot of times their responses made me shut down, right? And again, it's not that they were being mean or cruel or anything like that. They just didn't make me feel safe to share all my thoughts and feelings. So the very first thing that I can say I feel is super effective with both of my daughters is to listen with curiosity. No matter the story, you have to check your response. You have to check your face when you're listening. You have to check to make sure that you're not reacting immediately and one, trying to fix it, or two, placing judgment, or three, reacting in a way that like makes them step back, like, oh, mommy's pissed off right now. Curiosity, asking questions about how they feel, asking questions about how they handled themselves helps them feel like what they're saying is important, that you're actually interested in their perspective, and that what they went through is valid, right? But also, the more that you question without judgment and overreacting, the more you question, they start to work through the problem out loud with you. So your questions are not about being nosy or getting all the extra details, even though in your head you're like, you about to tell me what happened, right? Your questions are really like a guide to help them get to what it is they're actually feeling. How did that thing impact them? And what can they do about it now? But that has to come from them, right? I know your instinct immediately is, oh, hell no, somebody said this, or somebody did this, or somebody disrespected you, and you want to jump up and just scorch the earth. Because let me tell you, there's been many a time where I want to scorch the earth, but I have to remind myself that it is not my job to fix their problems, because there will come a day that they will have to make decisions without me. There will come a day that I'm not here anymore. And I need to know that I guided my daughters to trust themselves, to be people who can face stress, who face situations that threaten to break them down. And I need to know that they have skills, tools, and the self-trust to get through it, even without me, which kind of breaks my heart because I do just want to travel life with them and making sure they're okay all the time. But it is my job to make them open, comfortable, resilient, and so self-trusting that the people around them won't break them, if you know what I'm saying. So I try, when my girls come and talk to me about anything, I try and make sure that my phone is down. I'm not distracted at all. I make sure that I'm making good eye contact. And at times I pause and repeat what they say back to me so that I'm showing them that I understand them. And if I don't understand them, that I'm open for clarity, right? I want them to help me see it from their perspective. So number one, always be curious. Don't jump to I'm giving you all the advice. I'm telling you what to do. This is how you fix it. That doesn't help them work through the problem. And in the long run, it doesn't help them trust themselves to solve a problem either. It always makes them think that they have to go to you. The second thing that I think is extremely important is to create opportunities to actually connect. And I'm not just saying like it has to be big, extravagant dates or things like that. It is car rides. It is dinner at the table with no phones. It is chatting just before bed. In my house, Mia and I are home together in the morning. Armin and Jaden leave really early. So Mia and I have a solid hour in the morning while she's getting dressed or she needs help with her hair or whatever it is to just chat. And she knows that every day I'm there. She knows that the opportunity is there for us to just chat. And it doesn't have to be about big things. It could be about anything. Homework, the way a teacher teaches, the way kids behave in class, the way what she enjoys, what she doesn't enjoy. How do people make her feel throughout the day? Does she get distracted when kids are acting hyper in class, right? Anything that keeps the conversation flowing helps us be more connected. And just knowing that the opportunity is always there gives her the sense of, I get to just talk to my mom, right? Not in a way of being talked at, but talked to. And with Jaden, she has physical therapy a couple times a week. She's still recovering from knee surgery. She's doing very, very well, thank God. But we drive to PT and it's 30 minutes there, sometimes 45 minutes, but we chat the whole time. Like it sounds like a whole podcast episode, by the way, driving up there. And then generally on the way back, she sleeps because, well, she's at that age where she thinks she's nocturnal. But the point is, we start small. I ask her about her day. She tells me some things that happened in school. And then now she'll just talk. It doesn't matter what it's about. And I ask a lot of questions. Like sometimes I react, wow, I can't believe that happened. Or wow, I can't believe so-and-so said that. But what did you think about that? How did you feel in that moment? What did your friends say? Did you talk about it after together? How did you guys work through it together? Or did you work through it together? And if you didn't, what are you thinking about it now? How do you think you might handle it? Just all the things that help guide her to come to her own conclusions without me having to step in and fix it for her. Because again, this isn't about me fixing things for either of them. It is about me holding space for them to trust that they can fix it themselves. The other thing is that we have always been very good at connecting with them on things they like. You know, when they were younger, they were very curious about Roblox, and people told me, don't let them go on Roblox. Kids get addicted to all that and blah, blah, blah. And Armin and I talked about it, and we were like, listen, technology is not going anywhere. We are not going to be the parents that are like, no exposure, right? Out of fear. What I wanted to do instead was, expose them to the things that they're going to be exposed to, but in the safest, clearest way possible. So we kind of all made Roblox accounts and we would play. At that time, it was Adopt Me together. And of course, there's rules, right? And they have parental controls, and there's no downloading other apps on devices, and there's no friending people that you don't know, and all that has to get approved. But the point is to do things that they enjoy. So we would play Roblox as a family. We also, to this day, play Block Blast and battle each other. They're all killing me, by the way. But it's something that they enjoy that we can do together that just opens up more connection and more conversation. And then the other thing is TikTok, of course, right? TikTok, I know a lot of people fear what you're seeing on TikTok, but really the algorithm is curated by what you enjoy. So both my girls are on TikTok. Both of them have the account with parental controls on it. And we share stuff constantly. They love K-pop music. I'm constantly sending them K-pop edits. They send me funny, sarcastic things about mothers and daughters. It's just a piece of connection. And also It lends the way for more conversation around internet safety, not accepting DMs, right? Not conversing with people that you don't know. So yes, we're connected by sharing all the funny stuff that we find online, but also the communication is open about how to navigate the internet safely. Third, I think it's so important to share your feelings and your experiences. I try to talk to my girls often about things that I went through when I was younger, high school, relationships, dating, figuring myself out, ways that I felt bad about myself, ways that I felt good about myself, the activities that I loved, how I struggled in some academics, my experiences in college, my experiences with my parents, and my experience with my siblings. I share so much of what I went through because it gives them an idea of who I am, how I came to be, who I am today, the choices that I make. It also gives them a little bit of an idea of how to work through certain things when you're struggling. And it kind of just makes them see me as a human, not just their mom, the authority figure. But then also, this is something that I'm learning now more recently, maybe the last 5 years, is to share my emotions, to share my struggles. I used to think that I had to hold it all together when I was stressed, when I was upset, when I was hurt, when I was feeling like I was falling apart. I couldn't show them. I would put on my happy face, smile, act like everything's normal, and hold it together for them. So I thought. But I had to learn that what I was really doing was silencing myself and teaching them that parents aren't allowed to have feelings, and that when you're a mom, you don't get to be an individual, and that your feelings don't matter. I think now a beautiful part of our relationship is in me learning to trust that I can just share my feelings, happy, sad, whatever it is. I can literally just be who I am and go through this very human experience out loud, and it doesn't hurt them at all. It's okay for them to see me struggle. It's okay for them to see me hurt. It's okay for them to see me super excited, and it's okay for them to see me sad. Because what they're learning in those moments is that feelings are human. We don't need to judge ourselves for having those feelings. And just because someone else feels sad doesn't mean you have to take the responsibility of fixing it, but you do get to hold space, right? They know that just me speaking out loud what I'm going through, obviously age appropriate. I'm not going to share things that are not age appropriate, but them seeing me go through things teaches them that just being there, just being present is a help. They don't have to try to fix my problem. They can just hold space for me in it. And again, that's another connection piece. If I live my life like the authority who keeps it all together and tells them what to do, they don't get to see me as a human that could ever understand their feelings. So learning to share parts of me with them, letting them see all the range of my emotions actually brings us closer and really gives them permission to feel all the range of their emotions and know that there's no judgment behind that. You have a good day, you have a bad day, you have a great day, you have a crappy day. Either way, I love you, I'm here, I hold space for you. If you need something, please say it out loud, right? That's a lesson we all need. So the other, number 4, I would say the fourth recommendation I have is avoid being dismissive. I don't know how many times I'm around adults and when their kids tell them something about school, because I feel like when we're in large groups, kids share a little bit more about their day. They talk about those things. And I'll hear so common that people say things like, that is not even a big deal. You're making a big deal out of nothing. Or you'll get over it. It's fine. There's no need to cry. I've even heard people say things to kids like, you're probably not even going to be friends with that person in a couple of years. So why are you stressing it now, right? It's not a big deal. And that's such a disservice. It's such a disservice to have those mentalities to their problems. Because the truth is, What they're going through right now is a big deal to them. And if you dismiss what they're going through right now because you think it's small, how the hell are they going to come to you later when things are really big? You shut them down now because you don't think what they're saying is important or it's not shaping their future, right? You see it as not a big deal. But everything to them right now is a big deal. Everything that they go through, they're going through for the first time. And if you are dismissive, you're shutting them down while they go through it. So put the phone down, stop making dinner, stop whatever it is you're doing, or even if you can't stop, tell them, I really want to hear what you have to say, but I need 10 minutes, right? I want to be present. I want to be focused when you're talking to me. I need 10 minutes. And then hear them out. Validate what they're saying. Hold space for their truth, not yours. It is not about you. It is not about me. When my girls tell me things, I can't make it all about what I'm feeling in the moment. My feelings right now are irrelevant. Theirs are the priority. And if I want them to come to me later when things feel really huge, I need to listen now. Otherwise, it's me closing the door. I hear parents constantly say, I don't know why my kids don't talk to me. I don't know why they don't tell me things. I don't know why they're secretive. Friend, did you make them feel safe when they came and talked to you? Did you listen? Were you curious? Did you hold space for them? Did you show them you understand what they're feeling? Did you guide them to work it out for themselves? Did you do the same? Did you make sure you weren't judging them or their friends? Did you create an environment where they felt comfortable talking to you? And if you didn't, course correct. Tell them, I didn't know. I didn't know that I wasn't making things open for you. I didn't realize, but I want to do better. Because as a parent, we can always course correct. We can always apologize. We can always choose to do better because that's what they need. And my last suggestion is number 5, to respect their privacy and their boundaries. So once they open up to you and they tell you the things that they go through, please do not share that with other people. Please do not disrespect the fact that they trusted you with what they were going through. My business is online. A lot of my business revolves around family dynamics, relationship. But if I'm going to post my girls, I do it with their permission. I literally ask every time that I'm going to post something about them, I ask first. I even had a situation, maybe it was last year, where one of my girls said, oh my gosh, you should make a video about that. And I did. And it was I thought it was hysterically funny. People were commenting like crazy. And then someone said something to her, that was so funny what you did online, blah, blah, blah. And then she said, mommy, when we were in private, mommy, I kind of didn't like that people mentioned that video to me. And I was like, oh, okay. But I thought you told me that I should post it. You thought it was something funny. And she's like, I did. I felt like it was funny at first. And then I felt uncomfortable. And I don't know. I just don't like that attention. So that's all I needed to hear. Boom. It will not happen again. I apologize. I apologize that anything I did caused you discomfort, and I'll take it down. I mean, I can't erase the fact that people already saw it. But next time that I want to post something, or next time even you want me to post something, we're going to double check and make sure that you're going to be comfortable regardless who says anything about it. So it's just a matter of respecting their privacy and their boundaries. And that goes even for sharing with your family, right? My girls are a little bit older now. They're 16 and 13, almost 13. My little one's almost 13. And they're going through different things at school, and it brings up big feelings sometimes. And I don't want to share anything that they don't want to share with anyone else. So even when we have like family parties or anything, if something comes up in conversation that includes my girls, I will pause and ask their permission. Is it okay if I share this situation? Is it okay if I share about this thing that happened? Because it affects me too, but it's not about me. Again, it is not about me. So Their boundaries, their privacy is so important because everything that they say and do right now is shaping who they are and how they feel. And if they come to you and you share their business, or they come to you and you shut them down, or they come to you and you don't validate them, you just dismiss them instead, you are changing the way that they can relate to you, and you are changing the way that they can see you as a trusted human being. Yes, they love you. Yes, they respect you, but trust, vulnerability, those things are what we need to show them. We need to live it. We need to let them know that everything they think and feel is valid and important, and that we're not just here to be the authority in their lives. We were all kids before. We all been their ages before. And I will say this 100 times over. I say this to my kids all the time, like with Jaden, she's 16 now. I was 16 once, and I get real annoyed when parents say to kids, I was 16 before, you're not telling me nothing new. Listen to me. I was 16 before, but I have never raised a 16-year-old before. What she is going through for the first time, I am going through for the first time with her. I love her. I trust her. I will guide her. And I believe that it is my ultimate responsibility to teach her to trust herself first. And my thoughts are secondary. And same goes for Mia. Even though, yes, now Mia's going to be 13, and I have raised a 13-year-old girl. They're two separate people, having two very separate human experiences. And it's my job to hold space for them and to give myself grace in the process, because Lord knows I make mistakes, and I learn from them, and I apologize for them, and I move it forward, right? So for all of us, I think we all want very basic things for our kids. We want them to feel loved. We want them to feel seen. We want them to feel like they feel important. We want them to be self-loving, right? And I think sometimes we parent from a place of fear. We try to teach them about the harshness of the world to prepare them for what's out there. But you don't need to harden your kids for the hard world. You need instead to help them see themselves, to help them be so solid and so grounded in who they are that the harshness of the world doesn't take that away, right? You want them, I'm not saying to teach them to be pushovers. Like that's a big fear that I see with people all the time. My kids are just going to be pushovers. No, they're not. Teach them to trust themselves. Teach them to see who they are. Teach them to love themselves. And when they step out into the real world, they will recognize the harshness. They will recognize the brokenness, and they will know that that has nothing to do with them. My girls can tell you stories about kids in school and the things that they go through and the ways that they behave. And at the end of the day, they know those other kids' behavior has nothing to do with them. They're solid. They're grounded. They are comfortable with who they are, and they keep moving forward. They surround themselves with people who are of the same temperament, who are kind, who are also grounded, right? They know the world is and can be a scary place, but they also know that they get to create beauty in their world. And that's what we have to focus on. So those are my 5 suggestions for getting your kids to open up to you. It really has to be first and foremost about making sure that they are human beings who can handle themselves and can trust themselves, and who can formulate relationships that support them. And that first relationship is the one with you, right? You want them to have this type of connection in life. So give it to them, show them, live it, be it, and love your kids for who they are, not who you think they should be. On that note, I'm thank you right now for tuning in to another episode of Minding Mine. And if this episode resonated with you, I want you to please comment, rate, and review the podcast. Your feedback would mean the world to me. And until next time, I want you to go live life on your terms and mind your business. We will catch you in the next episode.